Hello and welcome to the session where we're going to review some of the user interface elements that can be created with the NanoStream Blue design interface. So we have this template to review, and in this video we'll just review some of the elements that can be created, and in the upcoming videos we'll look at the code that can be used to create it. So there are 5 main sections. So you see here, when creating a system, we provide a name for the system, and we may provide a subtitle as well. And then we define the main sections of that system. And then you also see here that we can provide the user with some options. And then there are some settings for the operation of that whole system as well that we can customize. So if we go ahead and look at the first section, so here we are just getting a sense for the layout of the system. So the system works on the grid definition that is defined in the Bootstrap framework. So in layout, you can see here we have the section we've already talked about, the main bar up top, and then there's a status bar here, and that changes depending on the operations that are going on, largely to talk about communication with the server. And then down here in this main section, we have possibly a title up top. So if you look in the code, you'll see how to create a title and then some text with that. And then we can see a section where there's a bar on the left here, and then a main section on the right. So this bar on the left has an accordion in it. So we can click around in here, and then that will reveal different sections. So in this first part, you can see a form in here. So there's code to create the form as well. And then in here, you can see just some text that's put in. And in this last one, there's nothing in here. So that's an accordion. And then over here on the right-hand side, we've got these sections. So you can create these tabs and insert whatever you like into these tabs here. And then underneath this tab section, you've got cards. So you can create a title and text, use an image, and then you can also create buttons that take various actions. So you can set up these buttons to do whatever you like across the whole system. And so you can see here that if you zoom out to the main body of the page, you've got 2 sections, a left panel and a main section. And then when you are in this main section, you've got these different sections up here. So you can have subsections within sections. And then underneath this, you've got this 2-panel card system here. So if you review the code behind this, that reveals everything that's needed to lay out your grid space and manage the space of your interface. Down here, we also have a footer, and you can also customize what's being said here. So currently it's talking about the company that created the whole system, or the framework for creating this interface, but you can customize this to whatever you like. So that's under the layout section. Then if we go over to datasets, you see here that we've created some arbitrary tables. So here are some lists of companies, and then as you click on these companies, it reveals the employees in these companies. So this is, I guess, inspired by the Outlook, Microsoft Outlook, and so you can select your company here, and then as you select your users in the company, it updates here, and you can use this interface to edit any details about the employee. And if you go over to the company's editor, you can also edit the company names and the city in which they are based, and so on. So this is intended just for us to understand that when we interact with the database and the database sends back tables of data, we can connect the various tables, and we can interface with them, and we can edit the entries. So this part is quite useful in terms of managing all the data that might be coming at us from the database. Then under infographics, we can take action and we can visualize, we can help the user visualize the data better. So we have a couple of different elements available. You can use a single bar to show the proportion among different types of objects. And then you can use a multi-bar for lists of things. And then you can use just this up arrow, down arrow, right arrow. Those are, if you like, two main types of things, and then there's a third type of thing here, which is just similar objects behind this. So if you have, for example, a list of three things, and the three things are of type 1, type 2, and type 3, and you want to show the proportion of those three things, then you can use these bars to do it. You can simply show whether the values are above or below a certain value or equal to a certain value. And then you can also demonstrate that using these radial style of icons as well. And then you can also operate on this in the text, so you can use the same values here. And you can customize that. So by the way, we set this up so that you can change the values here. So let's say we change this to a value of 60, and then let's change this, so that adds up to 80. So this needs to be 20 now. And if we click on update here, then you've got 15, 65, and 20 as we updated it. So we can control the values behind this, and you can see that these infographic style elements change in value. They change in their appearance corresponding to those numbers. Then if we go over to graphs, we can see we can plot our typical line graphs. You can do single or multiple types of values, and then you can do bar graphs and multi-bars and so on. So you can plot graphs quite easily in the system as well. And then you'll notice in all these that there are icons that we are using in some cases. And so if you go under layout, you can see we can use icons as much as we like, or we don't have to use them sometimes. So it's up to us whether we want to include an icon. And so under icons, you can get the list of the available icons. And I'm just going to refresh the page so we can bring up all the icons. So under the icon section, we'll see that there are all these icons available in the Font Awesome system, and we can sub-select our icons. So number one, you can simply look through the icons to see which ones you want to include in your system, or if you want to search for a particular type of icon, you can use the search feature here. So you can get the name of the icon that's available, and then you can include that in the code. So we will be looking at how to do all of this in the code, and that's in the upcoming videos. For now, this is just an overview of what's possible with this templating system. This is what's available for us to create designs for our front end, for our user interface, for the user to have a reasonably good experience in our system.